Hey guys, in the previous sections, focus more on data preparation. In this section, I will talk about how you can host data which prepared and how you build application utilizing this data. So just to summarize, in previous sections, we showed how you can extract data from OpenStreetMap database, how you can combine them with additional data sets, and then we used OpenMapTiles toolset to organize this data in layers in PostgIS, and they are now for vector tiles generation. So in these sections, there will be first kind of talk, more talk part. You will not be able to do much. You will be just listen and be about what are the options for hosting vector tiles and other assets needed for vector maps. And of course, I will focus on MapTiler Cloud because it's the best map cloud on the planet, indeed. And then we will switch to practical tasks. It will be before you will fall asleep, and I will show you how you can upload the data which we created on the MapTiler Cloud, and how you can use the data and configure them to be served. I will also show you how you can compose a map, our custom vector tiles. And of course, I will also show you how to generate vector tiles themselves, because that's the most looks like the most cool thing in this workshop. But the thing is that the hardest part was to start the data, which Tom and Adam did. So they are the real heroes here, not me. Serving vector tiles. What needs to be served, or what we need to have on the server? We need to probably start talking about the Mapbox tiles. Mapbox tiles is basically a JSON document which defines the visual appearance of the map. The style must follow the Mapbox style specification, and it must include information about sources, data sources. That means from where you loaded the data, and information about layers. That tells to the rendering engine how to present the data on the screen, draw the lines, how to draw the points, decorate them, and so on. Besides the style and source data, we also need to host sprites, which are map icons. For example, hospital icons or public bus station icons, and glyphs, which are basically fonts. They are just pre-processed in PBA format so that OpenGL can render them. And regarding options, which you have when you decide to host something like vector maps on cloud or on your server, you can really start with very basic solution like S3-like storage, which would require you to put all the assets in S3 buckets and probably extract blobs from MapTiles file and store them there. So it's kind of painful, and I would not recommend it. But there are options, much better options like TileServer GL, which is open source project available on GitHub, which you can use and run it in Docker and stream or serve the data from MapTiles. Or there are indeed commercial products and we will focus on MapTiler Cloud, as I mentioned. Let's talk about the style, the map style. You can see it is a JSON file. It's easy to understand, I believe, description for the rendering engine, which shows how to from where to take the data and how to render them on the screen. So you can see here that there is a layer section. Try to put my mouse on the second monitor. Work. So you can see here the layers section, the source section, and some information related to how the map will be loaded initially, like zoom and center. And when it comes to sources, I put there the FOSS4G source, which we will prepare and upload on MapTiler Cloud. The URL which you can see there is basically a URL which returns style JSON, which is a bunch of metadata which describe the vector tiles available at this endpoint. And the data fetched from the server using this URL contains all the vector layers which we talked about in the previous sections. And the layers section basically links back to the source. And you can see that in this example here, we are telling to the rendering engine that it should use the FOSS4G source for bicycle paths. And source layers should be cyclase, and it should zoom it. It should render it using certain line color, grid, and dash array. This is really the kind of entry point to the vector maps, and we can use MapTiler Cloud to render these. We go to the next slide. MapTiler Cloud is available for free in the basic usage quotas. What's good on MapTiler Cloud is that you have access to many maps. They are ready to use. You don't have to take care of building and maintaining your backend. You can upload your own data sets, and you can create your own maps. You can upload vector data in GeoJSON format, for example, and you can access all these tile sets and maps either from tools like QuantumGIS through the plugin, or you can use OGC specification like WMTS. And of course, you can use this as a backend for your vector maps, which we are going to do. The first important section in the cloud is called tiles. That's the place where there are for the standard predefined tiles. MapTiler Cloud supports also data in different coordinate systems, in addition to the web Mercator. And this is the place where we will upload our MBTiles file, which we will generate. Once we will upload it, it will be available through embeddable viewer, and there will be also available endpoints for serving tile.json and vector tiles in XYZ format. With this data source, we will be able to create vector map. MapTiler Cloud, of course, comes with predefined maps, standard maps like basic, streets, outdoor. There is also a hybrid map with raster imagery, and there is also a map which map with 3D terrain and so on. But we will create, of course, for our example here, the custom map which will match the colors of FOSS4G event. And once we will create it, it will be available through the embeddable viewer. You will be able to preview it in tools like OpenLayers, MapLibre, Mapbox, and so on. So let's get to some practical steps. I will go. So as I said, guys, in previous sections, prepared everything what is needed to generate vector tiles using the OpenMapTiles spec. We have all the data ready in PostGIS database. All the queries and files have been done. So we can now go to the console and actually launch the command for generating vector tiles. Before we will do that, we just need to double check the bounding box. So it should be, we need to set up bounding box, otherwise we will generate a lot of empty tiles. So I will go to OpenMapTiles folder here. And it in. It's a hidden file, right? So. Argentina, yeah. Don't have any text editor here. Good. Right. So we have all we need. That's correct. Right. That data guys tells it's correct. So let's go to the console, and you should just navigate to FOSS4G OpenMapTiles folder. And here we need to launch command make generate tiles PG. And this will start vector tiles generation. It's super fast in our case because our area is very small and we do it only to level 4. So after less than 10 seconds, we have vector tiles. Hope. Post processing. Yeah, got it. So if you will take a look into the data folder, you will see tiles.mptiles file. And that's the file which we are going to upload to MapTiler Cloud. So let me go to MapTiler. Now you should log into MapTiler Cloud. I hope nobody of you have problems. So maybe send us a message to the chat if you have any problems. We set up MapTiler Cloud we set up FOSS4G workshop account in MapTiler Cloud, and we already uploaded the file there. But you can just go to the tile section here, click new tile set, and you can drag the file here and upload it. That's all you need to do. Once you will do that, you will see the file. After a while, there is some post-processing after the upload, but the file or the dataset will upload here under my tileset section, and you can open it. In this one, which we uploaded before the workshop, there is not. We have some error in metadata, so I need to turn on the base map, and I just need to manually zoom to the Buenos Aires, and here is our tiles. This is actually all the heavy lifting which guys did before me. You can now see all the here on the right side. You can see the list of layers in this tile set, and you can use embeddable viewer here, for example, to preview with full screen. But of course, it's also again zoom to the overview. Very useful now. And here are the important links. This is actually the endpoint where the tile JSON is being served. So if I would invoke it, you will see that another JSON which is different from style, but it basically describes how the data look like and what are the properties inside, like attributes, for example. Here, for us, the most important thing is probably here, which is the template for vector tiles. So that's one thing. Second thing, once we have the tile set available on the cloud, we can use it in the map. There are ways how to do it. You can either hit create tile button here, and you will create the map with the source, and you can customize your style at layers and so on. Or you can go to the maps section, and you can click new map button, and here you have a couple of options. I would maybe say that from left to right, there are from the least advanced to the most advanced. So customize works in a way that you will choose existing map and you will just make some things lighter or darker, or change the style a little bit. And Adam will show you more about this. You can use editor, which is a more advanced tool, which allows you to preview these maps, and you can also switch there in the inspect view, which will allows you to see the attributes. You hover your mouse over the feature, or you can upload the style manually from the file. And for this workshop, we decided to prepare the style, and you guys can use the upload button here. The file located, I will post the link here. So here is the link for the style. You can download it. And when you download it, you will need to change this URL field. So you will just download it, open in the text editor, and replace this empty string with the correct URL which is available with MapTiler Cloud. We'll open the tile set here. We need this URL here. So that's all you need to do, just to edit the URL, and then you upload the tile to the cloud. And once you will do it, you will find your map here. And when you open it, you should see something like this. And again, you can view this map in viewer of your choice from this list here. You can also, for the viewers which don't support vector tiles, you can use rasterized version of the tiles. And also there is for our demo, we are going to use MapLibre. MapLibre is open source fork of Mapbox GL, and there is a version for web which we are going to use. You can basically find here at the cloud. You can basically find the kind of starting point for your application. So extremely simple. Just import a bunch of scripts and file sheets, and then initialize the map, and most importantly, load the style here on this line. All right, so let's go back to our presentation. I believe I went through all the things I wanted to talk about. Once we have the map available on the cloud, as I said, we can use it in many applications like web viewers, Quantum GIS, but we can also use it in QGIS. It's kind of cool and very handy because you can use it as your base map, and then you can additional layers there and use it in your project. It's very handy, I think. And I will ask Adam now, who is specialist for QGIS plugin, to tell you a little bit more about this option. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. So I believe that Peter showed you this map section on the MapTiler Cloud. And he told you that we created this FOSS4G style for you. And what we are interested now is this link to JSON style. We will copy it. Now we can go back to QGIS. Let's delete all the useful layers. And go back to MapTiler plugin. Guys, we just released version 2 of this plugin last week. And I will have also a talk about the plugin on Thursday at FOSS4G. So if you are interested, join the talk. But what I want to show you now, the plugin offers some preset maps. Like we already used the basic one. But what's really cool that now you can just add a new map and add the map that we just created on the cloud. Put there a name and paste the URL to style JSON. Okay, and we got the map in the MapTiler plugin. I will remove the basic one, and I want to see the FOSS4G. Okay, nice. As you can see, we got file at zoom 0, at zoom 1, we just got just one tile. These all 3 tiles have no data because we generated the data just in Buenos Aires. If I zoom in, we'll get our map that we created. I got it in QGIS. If you want to print in high DPI or have a base map for your analysis, you can simply get the map from cloud into QGIS. Just be careful. The style JSON is based on Mapbox specification, and some styles are full of expressions, and QGIS does not handle all the expressions. So it's possible that if you have very complicated style, the QGIS might not be able to parse it, but we're working on it, and this plugin is open source. And if you find something that you don't like and you maybe want to fix it, we would be very thankful. So we are open to attributions. And so this is how we can add map from cloud into QGIS. And I want to show you a different thing. You add, for example, the basic again. So you don't want to use the FOSS4G, you want to use the basic, but you want to customize it just a little bit. Right click on basic and click on customize in cloud. We'll get to customize. So let's say that we just want to do some simple customization. If you want to customize it like in advanced mode, use advanced editing. But for this purpose, I will just say, okay, I want the water to be a little bit darker, and I want landscape to be lowish. Great. Okay, so let's say the roads will be this, and if this is a map style that you prefer, good. So you can see that it's really not easy to hijack your account. Okay, so I want to create a map, and I will call it basic 2, let's say. I will put it as label so I can delete it later. And I want to publish it. So now you can publish this map. You can use the embeddable viewer, but also, once again, you can use the style JSON, link to style JSON, and it's to MapTiler. And so the customize tool is on cloud. You can get the map into QGIS. It's really easy. Nothing can beat it. And I think that's all for QGIS. And we'll ask Peter to take it again.
All right. So this should be block 4. I'm not sure if we need break. Let's do break 5 minutes so that can refresh a little bit, guys, and then continue.